Well, what do you think are some of the issues that come up as you travel, and what are the needs of the Hispanic people as you see it?
Well, let me tell you the very first and most important thing I see, and that is it's very important for guys like me to listen. There's way too much tendency for politicians, and I guess I'd have to say especially Anglo politicians, to begin by talking. Let me tell you how alike we are. Let me tell you how similar we are. Let me tell you, let me tell you, let me tell you.
Right.
And so to my mind, step one in this communication process is to listen. Step two is to understand that the Hispanic community is very broad. I think in many ways the Hispanic community is still forming itself. You know, one of the advantages that I bring to this job in Congress is that I've traveled so widely in the world and worked with so many different groups of people, 32 different countries. My children went to high school, junior high and high school in Hawaii. A very rich, diverse community, Japanese Americans, Hawaiians, Samoans, Thai, Filipinos, a very rich, diverse community. And so what I learned out of that is that you can't say Hispanic in South Texas and mean the same thing that's meant by Hispanic in South Florida. And frequently that's different from what's meant by Hispanic in Southern California or Northern California. And that may be entirely different from what's meant by Hispanic in New York, where there's for example, a strong Puerto Rican influence. And so that's why I get back to the very first need that Republicans have in dealing with the Hispanic community is to listen, to ask good questions and to listen. Now, when I've done that thus far, the answers that I've gotten from the Hispanic community are strikingly like the answers I get from my next door neighbor who's Anglo, or somebody who has a background. I talked recently with somebody here in Waco who had been a German, immigrated to the United States, became an American citizen. Look, their issues are all the same. Their issues are, number one, family. What can I do to make sure that I can take care of my family? Husband, wife, mother, father. How do I make sure that I can build a life for my children, put food on the table today? And then how do I take care of them in the future and make sure they get a good education and prepare them for this next step? You Republicans talk about opportunity, but you can't take advantage of that opportunity unless you have been prepared for it. And then what about older members of the family? And this, I do think, is especially, it seems to be, as I talk to people, of special concern to the Hispanic community, and that is they don't abandon their older members to sort of sort things out on their own. So family issues, in my experience, in my talking to folks in this district, are right at the core. Those family issues are connected to jobs and education. And they're also connected to being able to keep what you make for yourself. And most importantly, in the long term, is this business of debt. It is going to strike every member, whether it is you're Hispanic, whether you're Anglo, if you're a recent immigrant to the United States, if your family's been here for 150 or 200 years. If we don't fix this problem of spending more money than the government makes, there will be no opportunities in the future. And so I think that issue resonates with the Hispanic community as well.